Okay, Mark, a really disappointing defeat today, especially after a really promising opening 45 minutes.
Yeah, we was dominant first half. Played some of the best football we have all season. Was quick with the ball, was sharp. We got numerous crosses in the box, and yet their first attack we fall a goal behind. But we recovered really well second half and our first half, and kept going and got the 2 goals in the space of 2 or 3 minutes. And that really should have been the hard part done. But you can't go and have a dominant display in the first 45 minutes to what we produced in the second.
In many ways, the first half performance was reminiscent of the Dartford match on the 2nd of January and with a bit more cutting edge as well.
Yeah, I mean, look, the first half or the whole performance today is reminiscent of a lot of home games where we've been dominant in games. In other games that we haven't got the lead and we've conceded with the first attack, a bit like what happened today. But it can't keep happening. You know, when we have our dominant spell the first 20 minutes, we have to be able to score and we have to sort of relieve some pressure. But as I said many times before, we've conceded 3 goals today and they haven't worked that hard to score the 3 goals. And the 2 goals we scored, we've worked hard, we've kept the ball alive around the box, we've got good crosses in and we've scored good goals, but they haven't had to score good goals.
We struggled with their counter-attacks today, really, didn't we? Every time they broke forward, we looked on the back foot and couldn't quite deal with the pace they had up top.
Second half especially, yeah. You know, they camped in. Once they was in front, they camped in and they become hard to break down. But they soon got men forward and obviously we had a load of men forward into the box and they counter-attacked us from that box and on another day probably would have scored another couple goals towards the end of the game. But, you know, we had a lethargic start to the second half. We didn't clear our lines. It went for a throw. It come back in. Marvin stuck a foot out, conceded a silly free kick on the edge of the box. It wasn't a great free kick. It's gone in halfway up the net that Tim should save. And all these accumulate to putting you on the back foot where we should have been buoyant. We should have come out in the second half. We should have been on the front foot, make sure nothing really happened for 10 minutes, quarter of an hour and build a platform again. But we didn't. You know, we make individual errors again and it puts the whole team on the back foot. And that's the story today.
We never really recovered from that free kick, did we?
No, we didn't. It seemed to take the wind out of our sails, you know, right for the second half. We got in a few good positions, but we didn't get the amount of crosses in that we did first half. I think, well, I know first half we had 15 crosses go in the box. Gives you a great opportunity of something to fall for you. Second half there was 3. And that tells a story. If you're only putting the ball in the box 3 times in one half, then you're very unlikely to get something to drop for you.
It makes it difficult for the front men, really, don't they? Because recently they have been starved of service, but then, you know, in the first half creating those chances, and it's that consistency. You need to perform over the 90 minutes.
Yeah, it's consistency, and you know, perhaps without Mark playing, we lack a real leader and somebody to get hold of the young lads. But look, you can't legislate for individual errors and you can't legislate for soft goals, you know, and it's not as a team, it's individual errors again, and I thought we got rid of them over, you know, previous 2.5 games, but they've returned with a very sloppy second half.